an American living in Romania. Today, let's talk about Timisoara. That's where I ended up. Romania is not a big place. It's only the size of Oregon, but multiple places to choose to live or visit for that matter. From what I hear, I think the most Americans are piling up in Brașov. Brașov's a beautiful place. It's we have a cousin that lives there. What's good and bad, it's all subjective. It's no different than in the US. Take the politics and taxes out, and you're deciding you want warm weather, cold weather, mountains, beach. And that's what you're deciding here, right? So I personally want to live in Brașov because I don't want to live in the hills. I want to go to them, visit. It's beautiful. If you want the city life, I used to live in Chicago, so no thank you. But you got Bucharest. Bucharest is where your concerts are going to be. It's a 45-minute flight from here, so I'll go to the concert. I want to go to the concert. I personally found Bucharest not as clean as here. It might have been timing. I don't know. It wasn't dirty, but it's different. It's more of a city. It's a bigger city. Cluj. A lot of people like Cluj. And it's not too far of a drive from here. We go there on the weekend. You hang out. It's a good time. I still prefer Timisoara far over Cluj, just the layout, options, restaurants, walking around. Again, it's Europe, so you can walk anywhere, but Timisoara does this very well. So for me, Timisoara is the one that makes sense to live in. Now, it wasn't much of a choice, just happened to form this opinion, but I used to work here, like the company I worked for worked here, so I'd been here. This is where I knew people. So it's not like I said, where am I going to move in Romania? It was kind of a given for me. But I'm happy with the choice. When you walk through the streets of Timisoara, you don't come here like a lot of places and say, where's the museum? Let's go to the museum and learn about this history and the background. It's just here, living. You see it in the buildings, you see it in the churches and the restaurants and the university. You're in Victory Square, Union Square, Liberty Square, these places right here in the center. You see it, you live it, you feel it. So it's just kind of all around you without having to go stand in a museum and put on headphones, which I don't do. You see the influence is very diverse, right? Of course, we're close to Hungary and Serbia, but you get the Hungarian, Serbian, Austrian, German, Jewish. Right? All the influences are here in the different churches and the different building styles. So a lot of it is all around you. The Romanian Revolution started here in 1989. Romania today, not that far back, right? You think communism, it's very interesting where they've come in such a short period of time, but it all started here. Without it, the country as a whole would be completely different. So there's plenty of history. Without it just being in your face, it's just naturally there and easy to learn and easy to get on board with them. A lot of pride. They have a lot of holidays. They celebrate these different things. For me, the center, so it makes the design of this city. Again, some of that, a lot of it is historical, but you have the center. People live out and around, north side, south side. I happen to be on the north side. It's walkable to the center from most places, short drive for others. And once you're there, you have all these different plazas and it's restaurants and people are eating outside. There's green areas, kids are playing, kicking a ball around while you have a coffee. There's no traffic. Once you're in the center, it's just all walkable. Bikes, scooters, whatever. These annoying people around these days. But it's locals, it's tourists, it's all about it's nice atmosphere. Get a coffee, get a beer, get dinner. There's cafes, there's restaurants, but the center does it all. Not far from there, the Bega River runs right through the middle of Timisoara. So a lot of parks. Go behind the cathedral, walk through a park here at the river. There's nice walks along the river. People are kayaking. There's tourist boats, taxis. A lot of restaurants. You just go out on a dock and have a beer and a pizza. We'll get dark. Dark is here it's a bar area, a little louder on Friday nights, a little more casual during the week. Stop and have a beer on the river. And then if you didn't eat there, return to the city and grab something to eat. You don't have to spend a fortune here. Obviously, prices are always up everywhere, but relative to the U.S., it's the food, quality of food that you get, the amount of beer that you get, the amount of wine that you get for what you're spending is a fraction. You can see Timisoara constantly growing, which is another thing I like. First of all, there's a lot of business here, and you see these apartment buildings here going. I told you I'm buying an apartment building now. It's an apartment instead of building that's being constructed now. And every one of these companies are putting up 4 or 5, 6 buildings. There's just a lot of new going up. You've got the old communist block still. It's good and bad. Like they're still shows that diversity in the city history. Many of them are getting new facades on them. Makes a world of difference. The thing I find interesting with those is you see these old communist block, and then you go in some of them and you realize the inside's completely remodeled. It's all modern inside. They put these new facades on them, and that dresses up the city. So it does very well there, but it's expanding. There's more businesses. You got universities, you got kids, you got families, you got all these different things. You got foreigners. So the city's growing. Plenty of places in housing. They're putting in the apartments. The location's nice. You want to go east, right? It's great. You want to go west, go to Budapest, you go to Vienna, you go to Italy, you go to Germany, drive, right? If you want to fly. When I came here first in 2018 to visit, the airport was about the size of one of our McDonald's. It's a little exaggeration, but yeah. You land on the tarmac and you get out of the plane, you walk up and there's a telephone booth with a guy in it, and that's your passport control. You're done with that. You walk into a door and there's a, 6-meter conveyor belt where luggage comes out on it. And while you're picking up your luggage, you can look out the window at the cars and the taxis. Still had the old flipboard. They've since added a whole new terminal on, international terminal. It's very modern, nice, got a lounge. Go to the airport now, security is easy, it's clean, going through, very much more modern. And of course, you could always fly to Munich. Munich's a short flight, fly to Munich, and then from there you can go anywhere else in the world. As it's growing, there's now flights directly to Turkey and other places. Of course, it's a very short hop over to Bucharest, fly to Bucharest and then fly somewhere else. Or just fly over to Bucharest for an afternoon and fly back. It's very inexpensive and small. But its location is good. And you've got options of driving. We've got options of flying. Here in the western part of the country, the interstates, but I guess there's no interstate. That's just the highways now. The A1 and other things are connecting things much more. Now you can drive down the highway, much like in the US where there's a Love's gas station, you pull over, they have this now, right? You just be driving down the highway, pull off, get your gas. You don't have to go into town. So all of this is becoming more common. It's very easy to drive around, get to places. Here, IT, engineering, automotive, electronics, logistics, accounting, you name it, right? We have the university here that helps bleed for that, but there's a lot of also international companies, right? We have Continental, Bosch, Nokia, Atos, and many more, right? So all these guys are here. And then the Polytechnic University, this awesome breeds constantly more people coming into the city and then learning these things and then staying here to work for these companies. And so there's a lot of work here. But yeah, it's still a quiet city. It's still, but it's a quiet city with a lot of green space, a lot of walking. A lot of places just grab a coffee. People have their pets, people have their kids, whatever it is. It's all very friendly to get through and around, very safe. US, I find, look, you can get in. You can go to the top level, gorgeous restaurant, Michelin star. You can go to an American diner and eat, freezy eggs that are half burnt. You go to a barbecue place. It's endless what you can do there. But I find that you go to a restaurant and you like it or you don't. It's good quality or it's bad quality. Here, I think it's hard to get a bad meal. Now that I've been here a while, there are places I don't go because I'm like, I know I can go get better. But I've never really sat down and ate something and went, it's just bad. The food is different. One from EU regulation, what they can put in the food, and two, a lot of it's just local. It's better prepared. But it is different here, and it's good. It's clean. It's inexpensive. There's some little habits you have to keep in mind, though, because I learned my lesson. In the U.S., I order a steak. They ask me how I want my potato. Or which vegetables I want. Here, you order a steak, and then you wait, and the food comes, and you got a steak. I didn't order a potato, so you need to order each of these things, and I find this weird. I learned, so now I stopped just eating meat for dinner. Beers, there's a wide variety of beers. I find most of them don't carry the ones I want. I guess it's like the U.S., right? They all will carry a Miller Lite and a Bud Light and a Budweiser, but certain places are going to have the craft beer or an IPA. Same here. If you're a fan of Heineken, you'll love it here. They have Heineken everywhere. I'm not. But there's a good variety. Um, Great breakfast places. And their breakfast is a little different. You'll find pancakes and waffles in the back of the menu under dessert or sweets, whereas ours is the first page, and it's pancakes is that. They have some amazing breakfasts. But they're all throughout the city center. Uh, Whether you want breakfast, dinner, brunch, lunch, uh, you want steak for that, a burger, a pizza. Again, a lot of different influence, a lot of different cultures here, so you can kind of pick your poison. But there's not a shortage of them. Service, on the other hand, I don't think this is unique to Timisoara. I think it's unique to any place that doesn't tip well. Uh, Service is hit and miss. The main thing is uh, Europeans have a much more casual lifestyle than we do. So in America, they come, they bring you their food. Here's your food, here's your check. Let me know if you want something else. If you want something else, they just bring that something else and give you a new updated check. They want you gone. They want to rotate tables. Here, you got to like hunt down people. Say, I need my check. I need to go because you just sit there for an hour after you've been done eating and everything else. You have to actually flag them down and say, give me the damn check. But it's nice. You're sitting outside, covered in the rain, not covered when the sun's out. Have coffee at one place and beer at another. Coffee's a thing. I don't get it. After dinner, I like to have a coffee, but once I've started having my beer, now these guys will stop at 10 o'clock to have coffee and then go back to beer, wine, whiskey. All said and done, you walk home. Anywhere in Romania, by the way, you have a drink of alcohol, you don't drive. There was no 0.08. But that's okay. It's walkable. I actually enjoy walking to the center, having dinner, going out with friends, having a beer down at dark. Um, they have a nice pub. I like it. You go in, it's all American license plates and hard rock, and they do a lot of bands and karaoke, and it's like walking into a miniature hard rock cafe. Maybe I don't know, but it's nice. It's a nice place. They got 80s, which is a little younger crowd. Stays open till 4 a.m. Like I said, they have dark on the river. They have just places to go sit down and have a quiet glass of wine. So there's plenty of nightlife without being crazy. And then you walk home, and sometimes you crawl, but you get home. The Ubers here, the Ubers are relative to the U.S. They're very affordable when I'm using it. I go anywhere in the U.S. I'm not expecting $40 I'm going to pay. Here, you struggle to spend 10. Sometimes an Uber ride is $3. The schools here, they have public schools, they have private schools, they have international schools. Two go to a German Montessori school. Others go to an English school. Some go to public school. So the public school's free. You're going to pay for some of the other schools, but there's a lot of choice, a lot of options. So plenty of things for families and kids. And again, on the parks and the nightlife and the way the city's designed and the city center, it's very kid friendly. And then good school options. Like any place, Timisoara is not perfect. Growing, but still lacking in. You're always going to make that hop to Munich or that hop to Bucharest. Like I said, they've added a tourist one or a Turkey one, and so getting more options there. That girls will go there. Building restoration, the green spaces. Again, I love the mixture. It's not all polished. It's not all garbage, but I think they're missing some things. They are putting some new facades up. I don't think the city does enough to push that. There's just ways to get that done, to incentivize these things, to have the building owners do it, to have the city do it. There's ways to do it without putting a tax burden on people. And I think our German mayor, who came here with this almighty German background to help out these ideas, I'm not a fan of his. People love him. I don't. I hate his arrogance. Like he came here to lead these Romanians that need all this outside influence. I actually sat at a conference once where he had all the Romanians thank the Americans that came to share their knowledge. I think he's an arrogant asshole. But I think he misses things like this too. I think there's better ways to encourage these facades, and they are going up. I don't know. I'm actually not into the politics or anything here, so I don't know. Maybe he is doing stuff, and that's why they're starting to do this now. But I think they could do more. The one thing that drives me absolutely insane is, again, you can walk everywhere. It's a beautiful city. Nothing's manicured. I shouldn't say nothing. The squares. If you go into Victory Square, there's always beautiful new tulips. The bushes are trimmed. There's some new art. There's musicians on the street. You get the same thing with Union. These are very well manicured places. But we have beautiful parks, and you walk to these parks, it's like a jungle. And not only is it tall grass, but it's weeds. Along the sidewalks between the street and the roads, they do a very good job of making walkable places for bikes, places for cars. But the grass, the green space in between it, is just overgrown and garbage. And once a month, they come along and they just whack it all down and leave it. It's just now tall, dead grass everywhere. It just further generates more of this green space. And again, I think that's just city management. I think there's better ways to manage that. I don't know how it's managed today, so here I am with subjectiveness and better, but it's done poorly, however it's done. But you can outsource it if we're not, right? Let some entrepreneurs come in with actual landscaping business that knows how to do this. It does it on a regular basis, not just once a month and knock down the grass. They do a very good job with the park spaces themselves. There's benches everywhere. There's places to stop and relax. But the thing's just overgrown and looks like the dead jungle. It could be much more better manicured for it doesn't cost this much. We have a lot of foreigners here, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it's opportunity, right? There's a lot of people that could do landscaping and start entrepreneurship and start a business and do this and get some kickback from the city. There just has to be a way. Somebody needs to look into this, because I can't tell you how much it drives me nuts. You walk around this beautiful city, and the green space just isn't green. In fact, my wife, the locals, they comment when they go to the U.S. how well manicured. It's so nice to see the grass, manicured. Well, that's because we'll find you, right? If you don't mow your grass, 25 hours a week, we'll find you. And there's just simple things you can do. You come here, there's not. People just let the grass go. Half of it's dead under trees, or it's growing wild in weeds, and they cut it down. It could definitely be just handled better, and it would drastically change the feel of the city. While it's a beautiful city, the green space makes me crazy. The traffic. I talked in another video, we got a link it here, about driving in the traffic, and a lot of it's caused by the parking. There's no parking signs. Nobody ever listens. And people park on the sidewalk. People cramming where they can. And then because of that, there's no parking. There's 2 lanes going one way, and they use 1 lane for parking because there's no place else to park. And then what happens is the next guy goes, okay, there's no place to park there, and they've all parked in their lane, so I will just stop in the other lane, turn on my hazards so I can take my kid into the school, or I can just run into Profi very quickly. And now there's a car sitting there, or maybe it's a taxi or an Uber waiting for somebody to come downstairs, and they're just sitting there, and nobody has to drive around them. This means early in the morning when people are going to work or taking the kids to school, or in the afternoon, just like any other city, there's traffic. A lot of this traffic can be avoided. There is also that there's roundabouts here, and nobody in Romania actually knows how to use a roundabout, so they all stop, and it's no more effective than a 4-way stop. That drives me crazy. They actually have roundabouts placed well, and they just don't know how to use them. So everybody stops before entering it, and it just might as well be a 4-way stop. But this parking bit could absolutely be solved. And again, in the US, a lot of people make money, gas stations and whatnot, because they purchase a tow truck. They get a contract with whatever stores or whatever area, and they make money. They'll go buy it. If you're parked illegal, they will hook you up and tow you, and you got to go pay $75 to get your car back. Plus whatever it is, $125 a night that they keep it. And so it's a business for them. They go look for people parked illegally, and they'll tow your car, not just ticket you. Here, park wherever you want. Somebody might put a sticker on your window, and you got to pay $15 to you. I think there's, again, entrepreneurship opportunities and utilizing these services to also keep that out. The buildings I live in, I have my own parking spot in the garage underneath, so that's fine. But when you go to leave, it's a 2-lane road, right? 1 lane each direction. and it's about 2 blocks long. And still, it's an art every day to get in or out because one lane is blocked with parked cars. So now we have one lane in two-way traffic. And so you have to go up, find a open spot, kind of get over, let somebody come by, you come out, somebody coming towards you again, they find an open spot. It's like this throughout the city. There's 2 lanes there for a reason. Come tow these damn cars. So of course you have these problems. That's not unique to Timisoara, but it is something that the local Timisoara councils or mayor or whatnot could start solving these problems. But it's a beautiful city. It's a quiet city. There's plenty to do here, from nightlife to kids to entertainment. And it's when you want to go to the mountains, go to the mountains. You want to go to the seaside, go to the seaside. You want to go to Croatia, anywhere. This is true for anywhere in Europe. Once you're in Europe, anywhere you want to go, it's fairly easy to get there and go there. It's a great pace of life. Walk anywhere, grab a coffee, walk to lunch, walk home from work, then go walk to the river, then have a beer, and then go have dinner, and then come home. Very easy, very convenient. So that's Timisoara. A lot of diversity, a lot of history, easy pace of life. So I'm going to keep making these videos. Let me know what else you want to see, what you want to hear about. We'll be traveling, and I'll show you some of those. Talk about the food, the culture, the driving. We'll have fun with some things. They make me crazy in a lot of ways. We'll just talk like this sometimes. If anybody curious about coming here, hit me up. I tell you what I know.